Good morning, Neverland. Welcome to Crazy Talk. The return of crazy. For those of you that are fans of the original Crazy Talk show, we are now back with a vengeance. For those of you who are getting crazy for the first time, welcome. It's been a hot minute. Crazy Talk was actually, we used to broadcast live via Periscope, and that was fun. We also did Meerkat, if anybody remembers or still uses Meerkat. I don't even know if it still exists as a thing, but we talk about all kinds of fun and weird stuff. And, today, what I wanted to cover was cryptids, but not in, like, the Bigfoot, Mothman, cryptids. Although, I do feel a Mothman hunt in the near future. That needs to be a thing. I recently spent some time down in Point Pleasant, and I think a solid weekend down there exploring the woods and looking for artifacts of Mothman. They've got the Mothman Museum down there, which is always a good time. But definitely need to get out there and check it out, and I will bring you guys along with me when that happens. But first, I wanted to talk about cryptids that we don't typically consider cryptids. I don't even know if they are per se cryptids, but I mean, I'm going to say they fall in the same lines. I mean, in my world, Santa Claus could almost be a cryptid, it's just that thing. But here's the thing. Here's what I want to talk about. The Boogeyman, all right? When I was a little kid, I was absolutely terrified of the Boogeyman. I did not want my toes dangling over the edge of the bed because I knew that living under my bed was my very own personal Boogeyman. Now, anybody that knows me as a child or was ever privy to see inside my room as a child would know there is absolutely no way that a Boogeyman was physically capable of being under my bed for two reasons. One, while I had a bed, I had so much stuff shoved under that bed that, my parents would be like, clean your room. And I would cleverly just get on my back and shove everything under my bed and then pull the covers down. My parents were totally hip to what was going on, but they didn't care. Everything was off the floor and I wasn't going to trip in the middle of the night if I needed to get up. But as time went on and due to do some things that maybe I'll talk about in a different video, the bed broke and I wound up spending the rest of my childhood and teens on the floor. So we got rid of the bed. I kept the mattresses, kept the box springs and the mattress, and just put them straight on the floor. So no Boogeyman. Still would not hang my toes over the bed. And to this day, I swear to God, I won't let my feet dangle off the edge of the bed. The Boogeyman is just as real today as he was ever when I was a kid. So crazy stuff with the Boogeyman. And everybody has one. Everybody's afraid of one. So yeah, that's fun. And I know that we've got the Boogeyman in film and stuff like that. But just, what is your own personal Boogeyman, though? My own personal Boogeyman was a dark, humanoid, formless, slimy void that just kind of oozed in and out from underneath my bed. I mean, I could draw you pictures of what my Boogeyman looked like. I'm sure you could draw pictures of your Boogeyman, because at one point in time, we all saw that shadow that solidified what our own personal Boogeyman was or looked like to us. I'm just saying. So if you had a personal boogeyman, leave me a comment below. Tell me about your boogeyman. I want to know what it looked like. Do you have pictures? If you've got pictures, email me your pictures. I'll put a link to my email address. Shoot me your boogeyman. I want to know what your boogeyman looked like, and maybe I will draw a picture of my boogeyman, and we can compare boogeymen. It wasn't a shadow person. Let's not confuse. I say mine was like a dark entity. That's just because my lights were off. I'm sure that, you might have the same story. We're not saying it was shadow people. We'll talk about shadow people at a different time. Not shadow people, boogeyman. Another thing that visited in the middle of the night that I was told about was the Sandman. Now, I was never afraid of the Sandman, and I believe that there were like some horror movies or a movie possibly about the Sandman, and I know that at least there was a comic book. I don't know that the comic book Sandman would sprinkle sand in your eyes. I didn't get into that comic book series, but Sandman was a thing, and we grew up hearing about, at least I grew up hearing about the Sandman. You got these little rocks that live in the corner of your eyes when you wake up in the morning, and it's the Sandman. He's dropping sand in your eyes. Weird stuff. And then as you get older and you start looking into things, and if you don't know this, you're welcome, you actually have spiders that live on your eyelashes. Everybody has them. Don't pluck your eyelashes out. They've been there your whole life, and they'll continue to be there long after you're gone. Maybe not long after you're gone. I think they're kind of symbiotic. Once you go, their food source kind of dries up, I would suppose. But I don't know. I've not really studied these little creatures that live on our eyelashes, but I read somewhere that everybody's got these little things. They're basically little eye spiders, and I'm sure they have nothing to do with the little rocks that develop in the corner of your eye overnight. Another creature that isn't really talked about as children, and then you become an adult. Women, you probably don't have this. At least I'm going to say you don't have this entity about you, but men, I'm going to say most men, about teenage up, begin to get haunted by the cousin of the Sandman, actually, and he's called Lint Man, and he lives actually inside your belly button, and he sits there with the little finger, and he scrapes away at your t-shirt, and then the end of the day, you take your shirt off, and you're like, the fuck, I've got half of a shirt in my belly button, and you just like pull out like a rope's length of lint. It's like, where did that come from? It's the Bellybutton Man. And he just lives in your belly button with his little finger, and he just scratches away at your t-shirts. This is not something that you're going to read anywhere. The Bellybutton Man, he just doesn't have the popularity of the Sandman. But he's real. And if you're a dude, maybe a woman, if you're a woman, you can share your story about your personal Bellybutton Man. Send pictures. I'm sure that everybody has a Bellybutton Man, but just sticks his little finger out from your belly button, and all day long he's just sitting there scratching away at your t-shirt, pulling all the little fibers of your shirt into your belly button, making a nest. I don't know, maybe he's a bird. Maybe it's not the Bellybutton Man. Maybe it's the Bellybutton hummingbird. It's making a nest, and then you're like, what the heck is all of this? No, I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. All right. If this is your first time here, like the video, subscribe to the video. Actually, it's probably everybody's first time here because this is the first episode of the return of Crazy Talk. So, like the video, subscribe, and share this with your friends, because everybody needs, in these crazy times, a crazy voice. And this is Crazy Talk. If you've got something you would like me to talk about, please share it in the comments below, and we will cover it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't straighten your beard, guys. It was a mistake. I went from having a beautifully curly beard to homeless man beard. So it is what it is. It'll be okay. That's not to say that I'm anti-homeless people, but I just don't like the beard style. I've got the hoodie and the beanie down, but all right. Until next time, keep it real, guys. Crazy talk.